Hey Chris, how you doing?
Hey James, I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect.
So Bobby hasn't joined yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Part of me is concerned that she won't.
Oh,
So I,
okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of just thinking out loud here. So Bobby's marketing consultant that this company hired
Hmm.
to help out with some of their marketing efforts. They gave her access to Marketing Pro. She had some questions that I put in here, so we set up a call for her as a consultant.
Right.
Um, let me let me give her a call. I'm gonna
Sure.
jump for a second and see if I could get her.
Sounds good. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Hey, James, sorry about
Hey,
that.
Chris. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I didn't have her number, so I had to call my point of contact there, get her number.
Oh,
I just called her. She said she thought it was for 1 p.m. Utah,
ew.
which is always interesting. It's like you got to populate. It's 1 p.m., but anyway, she's going to join in a couple of minutes.
Okay. All right.
It's always the Arizona time that gets me because like they don't follow daylight savings time.
They don't
so-
follow. Yeah. So either we're an hour behind or same time. It's yeah. It's interesting.
So. Yeah, and James, one of like my main questions of marketing.
Sure.
Pro, can we set up an SMS campaign to act as a review generation campaign?
I guess the short answer to that is no. I mean, because an SMS campaign is specifically for the sole purpose of reminding customers of their upcoming recurring service event. So it's strictly used for that purpose and that purpose only. So there's really no sort of workaround behind that. What you can do, and I don't know if this is something you're aware of, but the review since they are using reputation, I mean, they already do have, you can see some surveys here that are being sent out through SMS. So it seems like they already have that live and running. But yeah.
Got it. They modified that on the 11th. Yeah, there was an issue that she had with that campaign. I just got to pull up my notes.
Or this, when you say campaign, are you referring to the survey itself or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Interesting. Okay. Yep, there she is. I think she just hopped on the Zoom.
Hello, thank you so much.
Hi, Bobby.
I'm so sorry, time zones.
Times definitely. Yeah, no, totally, completely understand. I deal with that issue like plenty as well. But thanks for hopping on, Bobby. I really appreciate your time today. And obviously, Chris is on the line here.
Thank you for calling me, Chris.
Of course, anytime.
I've been waiting for a week for this meeting. I don't want to miss it.
I know. I was like, I know Bobby's going to show up. Super
Yeah.
excited about this, but yeah, no worries.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well,
awesome.
Bobby. Yeah, well, Bobby, allow me to introduce myself. My name is James Anduetta from ServiceTitan, and I work exclusively with Marketing Pro as a growth products onboarding specialist. Basically, what I do is I help customers onboard them and with Marketing Pro. It seems like you're pretty much fully on board. I know you work as a marketing consultant, like for Certified Clean Care, but it seems like the customers they've been onboarded with it. But it seems like you're looking to discuss like a few more points regarding like direct mail acquisition. Feel free to just like let me know. I mean, if there's something more precise that you're looking to kind of like run through.
Yes. So
Yeah.
there's a couple of different things that we would like help with.
Okay.
One is review requests with SMS.
Okay.
And then because what we're trying to do is consolidate everything into all of our third-party softwares into ServiceTitan as you guys are getting more options. And so what we're just trying to figure out if we're ready to get rid of Podium for text messaging.
Okay.
And then we use another software for direct mail called SendGym.
Okay.
And
okay.
they send, so we do acquisition through direct mail acquisition through SendGym currently.
Sure.
And we have it with Zapier, with a Zap connecting ServiceTitan and SendGym.
Yep.
We automatically, after every job is complete, we send a postcard to 5 homes around the customer's home. And so that's what we'd love to get to that point with ServiceTitan. So we wanted to see if there's some kind of workaround we can do with that. And then with the text messaging, we would like to be able to send it out. Sorry, I guess we could. I'm sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained because
that's okay. No worries. No. I totally understand.
And then you can tell me what we can do and what we can't do. So then with the text messages, we were having some issues with my permissions so that I could create the campaigns.
Okay. Yep.
Hopefully that's better. I haven't been on ServiceTitan today. And then so that was kind of blocking me. But then we would like to be able to add some rules to the text so that the job so that they're only sent out to jobs. They're not sent out to quote jobs.
Quote
Because,
jobs. Okay, gotcha.
yeah, quote jobs are a $0, but they're still
Mhm.
classified as a job complete. So we want to make sure that it's actual paid jobs that get bombarded with send us a review, not quotes.
Got it. Okay.
Those
Perfect.
are those are my problems. Help me find a solution, James.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate the context. So let's just unpack this sort of one at a time here. So like with the review generation survey, since I do notice that you have one that's already been, that's running. It seems like 0 have been sent out, but let's just take a look at this because I notice you have a lot that are in a draft state. So let's take a look at the one that's live here. Okay, so this is the way you have it set up. Okay, so, and this is this the one that you're looking to have only sent out to?
Really, with all of them, we'd like to be able to add that rule that they're only sent out to jobs that are actual paid jobs and not
jobs.
quotes.
Got it. Understood. Okay, gotcha.
There is one more thing while you were on that screen.
Yeah, sure.
With the soft wash, we have a different logo for that. When people get sent the text, does it usually have the logo on there?
No. Yeah, that's a great question. This is actually just more for the aesthetics of the survey design. Like, how do I say this? Actually, this is not going to show up on here. This is just more for like the survey creation, design, and ServiceTitan, but they're actually not going to see that. What they're going to see here is just the phone number, right? The number.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that's why. The thing is that the reason why I'm stumbling here is, well, not really stumbling, but it's just that it's because of the fact that this one is running and it's live. I noticed the one that the way how this survey was created is that it was created through the recommended option. I don't know if you noticed, but when you click on create survey here, you have a recommended and you have a default option right here. Truthfully, and this is something I wish I was the one who onboarded you with reputation management, because I always tell customers ahead of time, I don't recommend these two options right here. There is another option that you can use that I personally recommend, because it'll allow you to filter out what you want to do. We said you want to filter out like certain jobs or, things like that. That is the other option right here, which is, let me go into right here in your settings, advanced survey. Now, advanced survey, it has this little caution icon that says that it can reduce the number of reviews generated. I just ignore that, because what it is that I'll show you what it looks like right now. When you create a review generation survey, you have to see now there we have the advanced setup option. So what you do here is I'll just give the survey a name. I'll just name it test like for now, just to kind of give you insight into what it is. But you see how like this option, it kind of gives you like more, it gives you more options in terms of how you want to sort of like filter this survey out. So you can set it up to be an email survey or an SMS survey. You can have this set up in such a way where it, has just, the way how it looks is like this. When the customer gets sent the text message, it says like, review us on Google, review us on Facebook. You can incorporate a landing page on here. It just gives you more design options. I guess, like, long story short, what I'm trying to say. Now, the one thing that you can do on here, so here, this is where you can filter out, okay, I only want to send it to jobs that are marked complete. So that's obviously what you want to do. You can also set it up so that it resends to the customer if they have not touched the initial one. So let's say, if they, you send it to them, they ignore it. You can say that, okay, I want to like resend it to them like after, I don't know, 4 days, let's say. You can do that as well. Again, don't have to, but it is an option nonetheless. And this is what I was referring to right here. You can actually filter out like this survey to say, okay, I only want to send it to certain business units. Like,
yes, this is what we were looking for.
Yeah, I know. And I wish I was like your initial onboard, because I would have like recommended that initially. But here's the thing that I need to like kind of like go back on, because you see how like the other business units are grayed out.
Yeah.
You see that? The reason why is because when you created those initial surveys, these other business units were selected. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I wish in ServiceTitan there was a way that you can just like simply go into the survey and kind of just like, you know what I'm saying, like remove them and like sort of like start fresh.
Yeah.
But there isn't really like a direct end user way to do that. I wish there was. So basically what I would need to do is like, if you want to like start from scratch with regards to the, just creating the survey, just brand new, I'd have to create a ticket to essentially just remove like those the surveys that you have like in a draft state and that are live. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to, I know it's not like the most ideal thing to hear, but I wish there was a way that you can do it like from an end user standpoint, but unfortunately not. But
so these are these
yeah,
the blacked out or the grayed out? Are they also email surveys? Is that?
No, it's not. Well, let me see. Actually,
there's a lot. It looks like
there's a lot. Yeah, because I noticed that you have. Let me X out of this real quick here. I'll just click. Okay, it's fine. So yeah, you have a lot of surveys that are in a draft state. Well, you have like four that are in a draft state, and then one that's live right now. So basically, like all of those surveys that were grayed out in that page that I just showed you are tied to these existing surveys. That's the reason why it's not allowing me to select on them. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what I was saying. I wish there was a way that we can just like go in here and say, let's just like, get rid of these like surveys and then just start fresh. But there really isn't like like a direct end user way to do that. Like there isn't like a delete button on here. What I need to do is I basically just need to submit a ticket. It's not hard. It's just, I need to submit a ticket for our like development team to essentially just remove like these surveys. And then you can just like, you can create a survey, start from scratch. And then all of those business units are going to be lit up so that you can use it. Just think about it as like kind of like starting from scratch, but it's just like,
at
least when it comes to the surveys. So yeah,
that we might need to do that then to clean it
that's
up.
Just cleaned up. That's what I figured. Yeah.
Can we create a ticket to do that?
Because that's what I'll do.
Somebody walked me, and maybe the advanced settings weren't there yet.
Yeah.
When we set it up, because they set up the original one, and then I went to and then we just duplicated it.
Cloned it. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, no, absolutely. We can. I'll definitely submit a ticket for that. No worries on that. I'll go again and submit a ticket. I know that they clean them up like. I'll escalate it. It's fine. I'll create a ticket like afterwards. It's not a hard thing like for our dev team to do. It's just a matter of me creating the ticket. So that's fine. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, okay. Well, so at least I can just show you like the process on how to do it. I mean, let's just say if hypothetically you want to choose, I'll just choose like these business units as an example, right? Just kind of, what's this? This pop-up right here. Eco Clean, Knoxville, Tennessee. Oh, is this business unit not tied to any location?
That is a new acquisition.
Okay, got it.
Yep. So I didn't even know. They're slowly moving everything over to ServiceTitan, I think.
Oh, got it. Okay, fair enough.
So I didn't even expect that to be in there yet.
That's okay. No worries. So yeah, that's fine. So basically I'll just select, I don't know, I'll just choose like these two just to kind of like show. I'm not going to like save it or anything like that. I'll just show you the process on how you can, just so you know, like how to build it like in the future once everything's cleaned up here. But we choose these business units, let's say, right, whichever business units you want to correlate with this survey. And this is the advanced settings. So you click on advanced settings, and this is where you narrow it down even further. You say that, you only want to target residential or commercial customers. You can do that. You can include or exclude certain job types or job tags, right? So you can just go in here and,
Oh, this is perfect, because then we can just have all completed jobs.
There we go.
One survey.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, you can do that. Okay. Yeah, and then job tags is the same sort of like logic, right? Maybe if you want to exclude or do like do not email, do not service, whatever sort of like thing you want to do on here with that. This one I actually like a lot, this exclude last review request option. This one will, if you want, you can enable it. It'll avoid sending out the survey to customers who've already received one within this span of time right here. So in other words, let's say I put 1 month, that'll avoid sending out to any customers who have had multiple jobs, within a span of a month. So, you don't want to send it twice. And then the sold threshold range is pretty straightforward. If you only want to include jobs that are like a certain dollar threshold and above. So like if you put, $100, let's say right here, it only send it out to customers that, for basically $100 jobs and above. So that's something you can do on here as well.
This is answering all of my questions.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why the advanced settings the advanced setup is really something that I recommend. And then you just hit on continue here. And when you hit on continue, this is where you just, you can include your logo. You don't have to. But obviously it can be incorporated on here. And then, the text message, you can change the verbiage. That's pretty straightforward. And then you just hit continue. And then, this is where you identify the, the listings. I think this probably was already set up ahead of time, probably with the person, who onboarded you. But if you want to, like, let's say, remove Brown Book and Chamber of Commerce, if you don't care, like, to, solicit reviews to those listings, you can just X them out.
And then you can add a new site there if we need to.
You can add, so yes, so technically you're right, but I just want to, there's a caveat associated with that. So you can add a new site, but let me just show you real quick. So I'll just like remove Chamber of Commerce here. You can add a site, but it only allows you to add like, well, it allows you firstly to add 4 sites in total. That's why, you know, there's 4 right here, but you can only add like a site that has like an integration with Yext that has review capabilities. What I mean by that is you see this list right here of like, you know, city squares, easy local, you know, YP. Basically, basically it's limited to just these like listings. That's yeah. I mean, of course, Google and Facebook are at the helm. I mean, and also Yelp. I mean, they're at the sort of at the top right here, but the others are, you know, kind of like more, I mean, less popular like listings, so to speak. So
I have 2 questions about this.
Yeah.
So one is, do we have to have 4 or can we just have 1 link on there?
Oh no, you can have 1 link. Yeah, it's up to you. If you just want to,
up to 4.
Yeah, if you just want to X out like, you know, these right here, you know, like cities. Yeah, if you just want to incorporate that, you can do that. So.
And then my other question about this page is, because some of the services or locations have different Google pages or different Facebook pages. So would this be where I would edit that link?
No, actually, great question. It wouldn't be in here. Where you can do that is, well, first, let me just, I'll just, the last page, right?
We can circle back.
That's right. We're circling back, but I'll show you like that on the very next step. So basically, like once you're done like building this survey, then you would hit on continue. And then you would, I'm not going to do it obviously, but you would hit on start survey. And that pretty much is the last step. Yeah, that's basically how you do it right here. Now, let me X this out. I'm not going to save it, but that's basically how you do the survey. Now, to answer your question in terms of the links, that's going to be under the locations tab in reputation. So if you go under locations, as you can see, you have numerous locations on here. Depending on which one, I mean, you would just click on manage listings. So like if you go into, let's say the Watkinsville, like, you know, location, you click on manage listings. Yeah, so you see like right here that actually, I'm glad that we went into this page because you see that Google's live, and which is exactly what you want. Facebook is disconnected, at least for this location. But one thing I noticed right off the bat is the generation link right here. The generation link is actually what drives where the customers are sent when they click on that link within the survey. So you notice like, you know, what we were just on right now that had like Google, Facebook.
So it wouldn't have gone anywhere. It would be a broken link.
It basically wouldn't have gone. So the way how you do it here is, I mean, this is the way I do it, like with a lot of customers who I onboard. Basically what I do is there's a website that I go to where like place IDs. So I'll show you what I do. Basically what I do is I go to, so I enter location. I can send you this link on here and sort of the URL, but I just type in the business name. So certified clean care. Yeah. So you see like it has, so I guess it has the Watkinsville and the Augusta, Georgia one. Not sure about the other ones on here, but bottom line is like I just click on, you know, let's say the Watkinsville location. You see how there's a place ID right here? Sorry, my mouse is wigging out of me. But basically what you do is I just copy the place ID. Okay, and then there's like a URL that I have like saved. I can send this to you like in my recap email here. But basically, so essentially like you just add that place ID into the URL. I'll show you real quick what it is, but so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that and then I'm going to place it into this right here, the generation link. So literally what I do is I just paste that. Okay. And so it's essentially, this is the URL. So essentially the URL is like this. You click on that, you see how it takes me directly into the Google My Business where then I can leave a review. Pretty straightforward. So that's what, I mean, that's essentially what it is. The same goes with Facebook. Typically, like what it'll do is it'll automatically load on here, but since it is disconnected, it I guess it just didn't load up. But it's the same thing like for the other pages on here. So let's see the Augusta location. Let's see. For some reason it's weird how they weren't typically when we onboard customers, like we insert the generation link on here like automatically. So not sure.
Because otherwise there's no point of it.
Exactly. So so there we go. So it's the same thing, like sort of for the Augusta one. Now, for some reason, I can't find like the other ones on here. I mean, that's something we can, circle back on a little bit later. But I'll
make a note for myself to look for those.
I'll send you this website. This is actually a really helpful website. I'll send it the URL, but it's pretty easy. You just like sort of insert the place ID to the end of that URL that I'm going to send you, and then you just like paste it in. I mean, you copy it obviously, and you just paste it into here. So like the first part of the URL is. I'll show it to you. So you see it's like search.google. See, it says place ID. I literally just copied the place ID and then I just pasted it into after the equals. Does that make sense?
Okay,
So
perfect. Yes.
yeah. So now exactly. So when I go into here, yeah. See, now it's going to take me to the Augusta one. Yeah. So same thing. Yeah. And then for Facebook, it's live too. And again, for some reason it's live, but it doesn't. Normally what it does is it automatically populates the generation link. I'm not sure why it didn't do that. For the Facebook one, actually, I'll just do certified clean care Facebook. Let's see, I assume, yeah, I assume this is the one. Yeah, I guess this is looked like the Facebook page. I just wanted to.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and the reviews page right here. So typically what I do is I just like, yeah, this one's easy. I just copy it, like the URL, and then I just paste it. Same thing here. And then, yeah, you see how like there's a like sort of a slash right there. I just add reviews onto that.
Okay.
So that way, again, when they click on the link, it brings them, see, it automatically brings me into the reviews page. So
Perfect.
Same thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it, at least when it comes to the search. So the takeaway, obviously big takeaway here is I'll submit a ticket to get these surveys removed. So I assume even the one that's live, you want to just kind of like, pause it and then sort of like, just kind of start from scratch and build. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
can you just pause it right now?
Yeah, I'll pause that right now. Okay, cool. So I'll submit a ticket to get these surveys removed. And then once they're removed, you can just, create the survey and go through the steps that I sort of went through on the call. And by the way, this call is being recorded as well. So you can always reference it back if you need some additional help on how to do it. But yeah, any other questions right now on the reputation survey?
I did have a question.
Sure.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so if I just go to create survey, then that's where I can see the advanced option now.
There it is. Yeah,
okay,
it's
perfect.
Right there.
Okay, perfect. There was something else, but now I can't remember. Okay, with the links, never mind. Yep, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
Okay, that's okay.
I just had to map it out in my mind. Yep, I'm good.
Yeah, I'll send it to you in the recap email as well when I cover like the URL and the how to find the place IDs. I'll incorporate that into the recap email. So if you need anything clarified on that, then let me know. But cool.
But that's super helpful. Thank you. I'm glad that it has that capability.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Okay. And then you also mentioned direct mail campaigns, and you said, just to refresh my memory, you said that you were looking to send out a direct mail campaign to customers who just had a recent job complete. Is that correct? That's what you said?
Yes. Yep. Okay. Right now in the other software that we use in SendGym, we have campaigns set up so that we automatically send out a thank you card for every service. But the way that we have to do it in SendGym, we have to create a new campaign and a new zap for every single service. And so I'm hoping that we can just generalize and say all jobs over a certain dollar.
Oh, and yeah, absolutely.
So help with that. And then the second part is, what was the other part? Oh, being able to send postcards. Does ServiceTitan have the capability to send postcards to the neighbors after a job is complete?
Yeah. So when you say neighbors after a job is complete, I just want to make sure you can send out. That's part of our direct mail acquisition functionality. So like what you can do is you can build an audience to target non-existing customers that within like let's say you want to target customers within certain zip codes within Alpharetta, Georgia. I mean, you can do that. I mean, sorry, when I say customers, let me rephrase that. Not customers, non-addresses. Exactly. Yeah. Within like, certain zip codes within like Alpharetta, Georgia. I mean, I'm just throwing out an example, but you can do that. Now, I guess the reason why I'm stumbling with what you asked is because you said neighbors after a job has been completed. It's not really something you can get that granular about, but you can just generically target like, people like within certain zip codes, like non-customers within certain zip codes. Maybe if they live like in a single family residence, if they have a fireplace. And I mean, just various sort of like filters you can use like on there. If the property value is greater than 500,000, you can be that. You can filter it out like that. But so yeah.
Okay, but not directly to just neighbors.
Not exactly. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, not exactly. That's why I was stumbling a little bit with what you said, because it's not just like, it's not like neighbors. Like you can say like, oh, neighbor of like, I don't know, X, whatever the name of the customers that. No, it's not like that. I think I understand what you're trying to say, but not exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing is like to target like customers with recently completed jobs. High level. That's super easy. Actually, what you can do here is firstly, what you want to do is you want to build an audience. Are you familiar with the audience building functionality? How to sort of, do you know what
Yes.
that is? Or okay, cool.
Yeah, but I always like to, we can create the new audience right
Yeah.
now so that it's done, and I make sure we do it the right way. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, as you can see in the audiences tab, there's a ton of audiences that have already been, built.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is we're going to go ahead and so we're going to go ahead and click on create new right here, and we're going to just build a new audience, right? For this one, we're going to select retain customers. The difference between the two is acquire new customers is the second thing that you were asking, whether or not you want to target like the neighbors. Retain customers, of course, is, existing customers. So for this one, we want to target existing customers. So we're going to just call the audience. It's up to you what you want to name it. You can name it whatever you want. Technically, I mean, you can call it, let's say, recently completed jobs. Not sure if you want to call it that.
That's great.
It's internal, so the customer's not going to see it. So
can you add before you hit begin? Can you
sure.
just add like a dash and then CCC?
CCC. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sounds good. I'll click on begin here. Okay, so so this is the first part of the audience building page here. As you can see that the number right now is 0 in terms of the reach, which makes sense because we haven't, filtered out anything yet. So that's where the include and the exclude are going to come into the picture. So firstly, under the include section, we're going to click on add group. And then when we click on add group, there's numerous categories that populate over to the right. I'm sure you've gone through this before, but what I always tell customers is that there's so many different types of audiences you can build within ServiceTitan. We could spend all day talking about every single example, right? But for this one, I'm just throwing it out there that you probably want to focus on the customer category. Now, again, it depends on the type of audience you're going to build. You're going to focus on different categories. For this one, let's say we're going to focus on customer. So for customer, notice how there's numerous subcategories underneath the customer section. You basically just pick and choose. Like, let's say, for example, you want to target, I don't know, let's say I'll select on residential customers. As soon as I do that, you see how the reach recalculates 23,020. That means that ServiceTitan is detecting that we have 23,020 customers that are labeled as residential. That's basically what it's saying here. Now, what you want to do is you probably want to take it a step further. I mean, you can go, if you want to narrow it down by zip code and zone and all those different things, you can do that. But for this one, I anticipate what you want to do is you see how there's a field here for last completed job date. So any sort of date relevant field, like last completed job date, scheduled job date, last email date, every single one of those fields will have a dynamic or a static option. Difference between the two is it's kind of in the name itself. Static is, a static date. So if you just want to be that precise and say, hey, anybody whose last completed job was on August 15th, I mean, whatever it may be, you can do that. However, the best option to use for a campaign would typically be the dynamic option, because dynamic is more fluid. It's not focusing on a very precise range of time, if that makes sense. It's not, so if I click on dynamic, I select on filter, you see how rather than a calendar icon, it says okay, last completed job date is greater than, less than, between. So let's say, for example, right, we want to target residential customers whose last completed job was less than, you can do, I mean, 1 day in the past, you can do, it's up to you, how broad you want to go. Perfect.
Yeah,
okay,
1 day is great.
So if I do, if I click on apply right here, it'll show me all the customers whose last completed job was within the last day, which right now is 13. Okay.
But
now
that will change each day, right?
Exactly. Correct.
Okay.
100%. That's why the dynamic is so useful, because it's not precise date specific. If I put last completed job day was July 15th, 2022, obviously that's not going to change because it's just one precise date.
We
Whereas
want
this
set
one,
it and forget it options for
exactly,
sure.
correct. Yeah, exactly. So this is the one. So then, there's 13 right now, but as you said, the number will fluctuate. Tomorrow it could be 25. It just really depends on what happens. And then you can take it a step. I mean,
I do
if you
have
want
a question with that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sure, good. Yeah,
just to pause really quick.
Yeah,
This is going to be this is a campaign that's going to be a direct mail. So these people will get, so each day we'll have about 13 or so postcards being sent out. How does that get billed to the company?
Great question.
Daily?
Yeah.
It's
not daily. So what'll happen is that it's not something that the company pays up front. Typically, if you're ordering something from Amazon, you pay up front. It's something that whatever the charges are, it's 65 cents per postcard. So depending on how many postcards they're sending out. You just do the math on that, but nothing they pay up front. They actually will get billed on it'll be their ServiceTitan bill. So they have a monthly ServiceTitan bill. The charges will be incorporated onto the ServiceTitan bill itself, like their maintenance charges.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So once a month. Okay.
Exactly. Once a month. Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, I mean, that's basically it for I mean, if you want to be more precise, like with the filters, you can do that. Like if you only want to target customers, I don't know, who have a certain tag or zip code. I mean, you can also go across categories if you want to say, maybe I just want to be more precise and focus on anybody who is an active member. I don't know. I'm just throwing out kind of examples, right? If you want to like be a little bit more specific.
Could we exclude service or exclude soft wash?
Sure. Soft wash, I assume is that a tag or is that
service?
A service?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I go ahead and exclude, yeah, exactly. So there's an exclude right here, and that's exactly how you do it. So if you click on exclude, it's a service. So I assume it would fall under, what is it? It's under job type, or is it?
Yes, job type.
Job type. Okay. So if I go under invoice, and again, this just takes a little bit more familiarity. I just happen to know where job type is, right? But you go under you just go under invoice, right? And then I see job type. Yeah. So if I just type in, let me see, there we go. So soft wash cleaning. Yeah. So I can do that. So that'll exclude any customers who have had this type of job. So I guess it didn't shave off any customers. That means I guess none of the customers had soft wash cleaning. That's fine. But yeah, that's how you do it. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want to, I mean, it's up to you if you want to do this. You certainly don't have to, but you can also do a spot check. Like if you want to click on this 13 to see like exactly who's in the audience at this moment in time, you can do that. Not sure if you're aware to do that. You can do that. You can download this list in CSV if you want. You can also just click on the customer's name, like, and it'll take you into their profile. Again, you don't have to do this step, obviously, but it's, kind of nice that you have the capability to do that.
Yeah.
If you want to do that. So that's pretty cool there. Obviously this person, July 18th. So clearly somebody within the last day. So, you can do that. Sorry, the Zoom thing just got back to me. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. And then, that's it. So right now, again, there's 13 addresses when we're going to be targeting. That's what basically this home icon says right here. But that's it. You just hit on continue. And now we built an audience entitled recently completed job CCC, right? Any questions or so far?
No. Nope.
Okay, cool. And then the next thing you do is you just build a campaign. So I'm not sure if you've built a direct mail campaign before, but to do that, you just click on the Pro Campaigns tab. And from here, it seems like you already created a draft of a direct mail campaign. This one right here. I just noticed that. Was that you who created this, or?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it was created. It seems like it was
poking around.
June. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah, so I'll just go into this one since it seems like that's the one that you create. Yeah, so you create a direct mail campaign. Okay. Yeah, as I said right here, 65 cents each, right? And yep. So you called it thank you postcards, but you call it soft wash. So I guess you want to
do CCC.
Yeah, CCC. Yeah. Okay, got it. So CCC. Okay, cool. An automated campaign, which is what you want, right? Because it'll just target customers automatically based on the audience itself. The print date is when pretty straightforward. That is the date where we're actually going to be printing out. So we have a company that we use that prints out the postcards somewhere like in the Midwest. But basically, you print it out. Whatever date you want on here to be printed out, it'll be delivered in 5 to 7 business days to the customer. And then this is just the return address, pretty straightforward, just carries over from the settings page. And then the tracking phone number, which I'm sure, are you familiar with tracking numbers?
That was something that we were having. I'm usually just given a tracking number.
Okay.
But that was something that was blocking me from creating text message review requests before. Was that I didn't have that capability. So I don't know. I honestly don't know how to create a tracking number. Jared usually does that in Dialpad.
In Dialpad, yeah, I gotcha. So basically, yeah, if he doesn't Dialpad, that's fine. So there's a couple ways you can add a tracking number. So, and again, it's totally up to you. Like technically, you don't need to have a tracking number assigned to a campaign, so it's not mandatory. But if you do want to create a tracking number just for your own sort of like knowledge, is you can create a brand new tracking number just by clicking on add tracking number. Again, if you're not going to do this, then you can just, is that something that or maybe this is something you want to consult the business about, because I'm not sure if that's something that you
can show me and I'll talk to Jared about it.
So how you do,
anyway, you show me.
That's okay. So basically how you add a new tracking number, if you want to create a new one, is you click on add tracking number, pretty straightforward. You insert the local area code. So if it, what do you know the local area code for the business?
Ooh. I don't know what it is right there.
It's okay. If you know, it's fine. I was just going to say, that's That's fine. I'll just type in a random like area code right here. And this is how you do it. So you type in the area code. Like I'll just type in this area code right here. I'll click on search numbers. It'll give you an array of unique phone numbers that you can utilize for this campaign that are tied to that area code. So what you do is you just, you pick a phone number, right? Pretty straightforward. You choose a number and then you flip on this switch. So that I assume it's 706 then, but basically you flip on this switch and then that means that any customer who dials this tracking number will be routed to the forwarding number, which is this number right here, the 706 area code number.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the thing is since you're creating a brand new tracking number, as I'm looking for one, and when I click on this add number button, I'll just do it. I'll just click on add number and I'll show you. But basically what this will tell you is that this number, this new tracking number, will need to be added into Dialpad. Now, as you said, somebody from your team does that. So if it's not added into Dialpad, then the customer will not be able to dial that number. Basically, if they try dialing it, it'll give them your call cannot be completed as dialed message. So it's super easy to add a number into Dialpad. It just needs to be done, right, in order for the tracking number to work. Another way you can add a tracking number, so rather than create a new one, let me just clear this out here. Another way you can do it is, let me save this as a draft and I'll show you how you can. One thing you can do is you can copy an existing tracking number and paste it into this campaign. So
that's usually what I do. I usually enter it
okay, cool.
manually. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. So you know how to do it. So you just basically go into settings, you go into Phones Pro, and then phone numbers. Yeah. So I was saying is like these are the phone numbers that I assume they should already be in Dialpad. You just, you can pick and choose like ones that are not tied to another campaign already. Maybe like, for example, this one. I don't know. I'm just throwing an example. You can just copy it and then just, paste it into that campaign. If you want to do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you do it. So pretty straightforward there. So you can just enter number manually, paste the tracking number. Yeah. Okay. So you just click on next after adding the tracking number. And then what you do is you select the audience whom you want to target with the campaign. Pretty straightforward. So this is the audience we just created. Pretty straightforward there. You click on next. Okay. And then this is where you build the content for the postcard itself.
Perfect.
Now, I don't know if you have your own sort of like design that you want to incorporate into the front. Okay, perfect. So then
we've already got that.
Okay, cool.
Because that's
super easy.
we've already got that.
Oh, cool. Then it's super straightforward. So oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry. I do have a quick question because when you were in the back when you selected a date. So when we created the audience, we set it up so that it's going to be, like I said, just like a set it and forget it. It's going to automatically go. Is that the same with this, or am I going to have to go in and create a new campaign every week?
No. You don't have to do that. I mean, basically, this is just the print date. So this is the date that we actually established to print out, because we have the distribution company that prints out the postcards on your behalf. This is the date that we're just saying we want them to be printed.
For this batch, but then will will this campaign continue to run?
Oh yeah. No, it'll continue to run. Yeah, because it's an automated campaign.
Okay.
That's why when
okay, I see that now. Okay.
Yeah, if it's an automated campaign, if you want it to be a one-time campaign, that's when it's just kind of it's a one-time blast. But this one's automated, so it'll just continuously run
and just print next day.
For infinity. Yeah, for infinity.
I just wanted to double check.
No, absolutely.
Double check.
Yeah.
Every day.
No, yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah, exactly. So that's the whole point of an automated campaign, is that it's kind of like a set it and forget it, like you said. So yeah, the way how you do it, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. You just upload an image of whatever image you want to insert on there. It's pretty straightforward. The heading on here, the logo, that automatically is incorporated. So you just pick and choose whatever verbiage you want to put, like on the on the back of the postcard.
And we already have that from the other software, so that'll be
perfect.
Easy to
so that's
transfer.
Super easy. So you just so that's pretty straightforward. And then once you're done, actually, let me just add something on, because it's requiring me to add something. So I'll just add like a random image on here. But
okay, I'll fix it later.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, yeah, it's just for the purpose. But the last page is pretty straightforward. So yeah, I'll just do this. It's fine. And I'll just do test. That's all good. So I'll click on save and continue. Okay, so the last step is clicking on next right here. And then that's it. And then, this is just the review page, right? It's giving you see a total spend right now, right? But as I told you, the email is just going to continuously run. So, right now there's 13 people. So estimated charge is $8.45. And then you just schedule the campaign. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay,
Yep.
yeah, save that as a draft.
I'll
and
save that as
go
a
in and
draft.
Update that.
Right. And now the last thing is regarding the, I'll just save that. Yeah, and it's going to be right here. There it is.
Thank you.
Now, the one that I was referring to is the acquisition campaign. So
Yes.
yeah, the way the way how you build the campaign is the same. So there's no need to go into that because it's the same process. Now the audience is the one that's going to be the difference maker here, because what you do is
yeah, show me that.
yeah, so you click on create new, and then rather than retain customers, you're going to say acquire new customers, right? That's the difference. And then you can just name the audience whatever you want. Like if you want to, I don't know, if you want to say Alpharetta, whatever, it's up to you.
Could you say Knoxville?
It's up to you. Whatever you want to. Oh, Knoxville. Oh, that's in Tennessee, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. So let's say I'll type in Knoxville customer or Knoxville neighbors, whatever you want to call it.
Perfect.
Yeah, we can do that. So I'll click on begin right here. And then, okay, so this one, the audience here looks different than the other one that I showed you. As you can see, it looks a little different on here.
Yeah.
Now what you do here is you establish the service area that you want to, reach out to. So this is where you can search by, I mean, you can type in Knoxville on here if you want. Let me see if I type in Knoxville. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So Knoxville. Oh, Knoxville, Georgia, or Knoxville? I didn't know there's a Knoxville, Georgia. But is that what you're talking about, Tennessee, or?
Yes.
Oh, Tennessee. Okay, cool. So then, yeah, what you can do is you can just, type in, like, you can just select the zip. So like, I'll just select these zip codes right here. I'm not sure exactly whom you're looking at, but I can just choose
this is perfect. This is perfect.
Okay.
Yep. Great.
Cool. Yeah. So what you do here is you just pick and choose like the zip codes. Yeah. So as you can see, look at the reach. It's starting to like just increase in size, right? Because you're essentially just, broadening like the customers whom you want to target within Knoxville. There's a lot of zip codes within Knoxville, but basically, yeah, you just do that. I think you get the idea. But that's essentially what you do. And then, whatever additional filters you want to put on here, you can just, include it. So under this include section, this is still kind of like loading because there's a lot of potential customers here that are loading up. But in the meantime, what you can do is underneath the include, right? You see how like there's these additional sort of like sub filters on here, like total assessed value. So maybe, for example, you only want to target customers. I always say customers. I apologize. I target people.
I know what you mean. Yeah, addresses. Yeah.
Addresses, exactly. You want to target like addresses that are tied to properties that are greater than, you could put like 500,000 right in value. You could do that. You can click on apply right here. It's going to narrow it down even further, right? Because now it's just focusing like on those. Yeah, see, now it went down to 2057. Yeah, you can just put like additional filters, like, if you want to talk about like age of structure or whatever their water source is, the property use, if they're single family residences or, condos, things like that.
Perfect.
Now, by virtue of you not choosing anything on here, it's automatically assuming that you want to target all of these. Does that make sense? Like, but if you want to narrow it down, like if you just want to target like single family residences, you can do that as well. So that's perfect. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So then that's how you do it. And then the rest of the way is pretty much the same. You just click on continue here. We built in, yeah, there we go. See the Knoxville neighbors. Right now the reach is 2057. You can always go ahead and edit it there. And then building the direct mail campaign is the same. It's just like literally choosing a different set of, choosing a different audience. That's basically the difference.
It's really similar to the software that we use.
Oh, go
currently.
Perfect.
So that's great. That's super awesome.
Perfect.
Okay.
Great. Awesome. Well, so obviously the next step right here is to, the big takeaway is to just submit a ticket, like I said, to remove these existing surveys so that you can start fresh with building a new one. So I'll go ahead and submit that ticket. I'll keep you posted on the progress of that. It shouldn't take too long. It's just a matter of removing them. I wish there was a way I could just like remove them like, right now, but unfortunately we rely on our dev team to do that. So yeah.
That's okay. Perfect.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time. Are there any, I know we're a little over time here, but are there any like last minute questions maybe for Chris or myself that you had?
No, that's perfect. I'm really happy because on the last call that we had, it didn't sound like we would be able to do any of this, but it sounds like we can do all of the things that we need to. So I'm really glad.
Awesome.
So thank you so much for hopping on, James.
Yeah, our pleasure, Bobby. Yeah, I appreciate your time. I'll send a recap email momentarily just to cover everything we talked about. A copy of this recording for your reference. And yeah, and then I'll submit that ticket for these, for the removal of these surveys momentarily.
Thank you so much. So nice
My
to
pleasure.
meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Okay, take care.
Okay, take care. Have a good one. Bye.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye. Thanks, Chris. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you, Chris.
Bye-bye.